In this session, we're going to do a kind of poppy, rocky sort of track. You'll be the judge of what type of track it is in a moment, I'm sure. I've done it at 44.1. I've put it into the session as normal, and I've put it into the A-B so that I can listen to the before and after. And I've synced it because it's at the start, it's synced to 0. So I'll just move that out of the way a little bit. So what we're going to do is get the levels correct first of all before we move on to even listening to the track and thinking about the track. We'll just get the levels going so we've kind of done the basics, so to speak. So I'll play the loudest section, which is normally the end because it's all in on this kind of music. What I'm going to do is I want to get it to -20 on the way in to the processing chain, and then on the output I just want to pump up the limiter until it gets to -8. I know it's crude. It's crude to start with, and then we tidy things up. So don't get annoyed that I do this. This works, all right? I've been doing it for a long time. Okay, let's play it. Stop. Okay, we're kind of roughly there, so let's just do this with that's a kind of little hack there for making the limiter sound a little bit more open. Just put those to 0. Attack and release, slow attack, fast release as per normal. It's just a great starting point, basically. All round, add the level, oversampling 16 times, and true peak off because the transients get smashed a little bit with true peak on, so that's how I roll. Okay, so output is -1.97, so roughly -2, but 1.97 makes me feel better. So that is now playing in at -20, so it means we're not going to overload our processing chain. Then we're going to build up the level again through the processing, and then we're going to come out at around -8, sort of bouncing around. We don't want to be smashing it, but we want to get it loud because we want it as loud as everyone else's tracks in the world. But as we're building up the processing, then we'll be taking the limiter down. So we won't be limiting it as hard by the end of when we've mastered, because we will have built gain up, and that's what gets you a loud, dynamic track. That's the secret sauce, basically. So now let's have a listen to the track through the first kind of verse and chorus, and that will give us an idea of what we're going to be doing to it to get it into the ballpark. There's 2 things we have to do. Firstly, we get it in the ballpark, which means we listen to all the mistakes, we listen to everything that's going on. Too much top, too much bottom, too much little top, that kind of thing. Does it need... Is it sibilant? Is it too bright? Is it punchy enough? We're listening for all the things that need changing. Then we go through, we change all of those, which gets us to about 80% of the mastering, which is what I call in the ballpark. And then we go through and we fine tune that until we make that 20%. And the fine tuning is where the real juice is, because anyone can get it to 80%, but the juice is where is what makes it a really good sounding track. So let's get through it. Let's go through and get it to the ballpark place. Let's listen. So we'll listen to the verse and the chorus and get a rough idea of what the track's doing. Yeah.
Stand up, stand tall, speak loud.
Okay, listening to this, I'm always listening from the bottom to the top. So listening to the bottom, it's easy to listen to the top, basically, is what I'm saying. It's everyone can hear, go straight to the vocals, go straight to the tops, because your ears pick up at 1K. So what we're trying to do is listen for the low end, and we want to make sure that's big, beefy, tight, which it isn't at the moment. So I think we need to add a little bit of bass. We'll probably have to do a little bit of a cut in the low end, because if we're adding bass, it's going to bring up a load of kind of waffle noise, and we'll just tighten it up a little bit, see if we can get that moving. Because I think it's bright enough, it sounds really bright. I think it might need opening a little bit in the top end, but it definitely sounds bright enough. I think we just need to get that kind of low mids, and that, I mean, the joy in the low mids, if you can get the low mids right in a track, that's where it sounds good. So I think if we can get the low mids and the kick and that, so that they're not all blurred together, it's going to sound more open and bigger. Let's have a play with that. I think first of all, I would go for the, let's just get a Fab Filter. In fact, I think what I might do first of all is just, because it's kind of like a guitar track and it's kind of acoustic-y, I think maybe let's just get some sort of analog sort of tape compression going on it. So let's get the UAD amp, where are we? ATR 102. I've had real ones of these in the past. They're beasts, but they also go wrong a lot. So having the plug-in version is a hell of a lot easier in life. So we need to turn basically everything off, because we just want to run through it and just, we're not really going to compress. We're just going to, the EQ on this is really cool, so we can just play with the EQ a little bit, but it's really the sound of the tape that I'm looking for. So turn the wow off and all that malarkey. So all of this stuff, transformer, we can listen to that in a second and see what that sounds like. So I quite like my starting point 456 tape, because that was the tape I used to like years ago. -6 works as a calibration, and 1 inch sounds good, but I always flick between 1.5 just to see, because there is a bit of a difference. So let's do that so you can hear me doing that. And I'll play with the EQ a touch, just because the EQ actually sounds alright in this. So let's just add this and see how we sound.
It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Oh, it's a brand new day. Hey, it's a brand new day. Oh, stand up, stand tall, speak loud. Be brave, be brave, be proud. This is freedom. Stand up, stand tall, speak loud. Be bright, be brave, be proud. It says freedom, freedom.
Okay, you can hear what that's doing around the vocals and everything and the drums. It's starting to sound a little bit nice. So I turn that to 30 ips per second, so 30 inches per second. So it's sort of a longer sound, but at half inch. So it's kind of classic half inch tape, that is 456 at 30 ips, half inch tape. The transformer sounds nice on the vocals, and it's just playing around with that EQ just because you can, basically, and so that sounds quite good. Start to get a little bit SE in the vocals, so we'll attack that in a moment. But first of all, I want to just get the FabFilter EQ out and just basically just put a cut in the low end, just because I think it will tighten it up a bit, and put that at about 20 hertz. I don't want to lose the bottom of that kick because it's nice. So let's just listen to what that does.
This is the end of yesterday. It's time to breathe and break away.
So I'd like to get some more low end on that kick, like bring the lows out, because sometimes what I like to do, which I think I'll do here, is push a load of bass into the track and then use a compressor on the bass, so a multi-band compressor on the bass to then hold that sound. So like add a load of warmth and then just control it with that. So let's use something that's a little bit, I mean, I'm kind of going towards the Pultec again. I think I'd probably go for the Sontec, definitely worth getting for mastering. It's a classic mastering EQ, and they've done a really good version of this. So the 50 hertz kick is the classic sound on this, and also the 19K bell here. So they're the kind of two frequencies that this is really known for. I've had loads of these before, the original big versions, but they're mega money now, sort of 20 grand, you know, between 10 and 20 grand. So let's listen to that, because this is quite cool. You'll hear that I'll put this in and out so you can hear on the kick and that what it does with that 50 hertz. It gives it a real kind of weight.
Stand tall, speak loud. Be bright, be brave, be proud. It says freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. Open your eyes, soak in the view.
So listening to that Sontec on here, you can really hear how much smack that low end gets. And I don't think I'm going to need to manipulate it with a multi-band compressor in the bottom to hold it. I think it's holding itself quite nicely. It's quite a nice mix, and it's allowing me to put 2 dB on at 50 hertz there. And you could also hear how good that 19K sounded. I was trying to open it up a little bit more, sort of towards the left, which means it's going for a wider Q. But if you imagine that that's the sort of angle of it, sort of like this, basically, but because I'm at 19K, it's quite up. It's like the vocals are here, so it's lifting those a little bit too much. So I couldn't go too wide with it. But so what I'm going to do is just sort of see if I can get a de-esser on the vocal to just calm the vocal down a bit. I want to keep the vocal open and I want to keep it bright, but I don't want it to sound too harsh on the ear. So I think something like the Soothe plugin or Vice de-esser or even a Pro Q3 in dynamic mode will do the job. One of those three things will exactly what I want to do there. So I'm going to flick through those so you can hear what I'm doing, and then you'll understand, and we'll see which one sounds the best out of those. Okay, that's sussed it. So the soothe was bringing it down a little bit too much and taking away the vocal. It was sort of sucking the vocal down, so I didn't really like that one. The de-esser, I mean, you could use any de-esser for this. Just my favourite is the Vice de-esser. But that seemed to just sort of grab the vocal a bit and leave it, just taking the S's off, which is obviously what you want from a de-esser. I think we're in the ballpark now. It's a question now of listening through and deciding, is there anything we can add? Because I think it's right. It's sounding punchy. It's got space. It's open. So it's kind of there. The levels are there, obviously. We did that in the first place. So it sounds good. So now it's a question of listening through and just working out if there's any way we can make it better or if there's anything else that's sticking out. But this is kind of like the little final polish at the end. So let's have a listen through. Might just listen to the ending here just because that's where everything's in, just to kind of get an idea. So let's listen to the end and see if it's sounding good. I'm also, before I start, I'm also watching the levels because I want to make sure that I'm not bouncing over anywhere, because I'd like to keep it open. So I don't want it to go smashing over -8, because I know over -8 RMS on that meter, it's going to start sounding too peaky. I'll put the Uline meter up at this point. I normally have these on another screen, so that's why you don't see them up all the time, because normally they're in front of me on another screen because it makes life easier. So I'll put this here so we can see what the integrated OLUFS is, which we want to be around -8. It's a brand new day. It's Sorry if you're on headphones there and that's ripped your head off. I was basically just checking to see if there was anything in this EQ on here that's making that vocal harder, because it sounds quite hard. So I thought, that's the only place I'm adding. And the reason I knew that was because I was A-Bing between the old and the new. So, before and after. So I could hear, okay, well, it wasn't that edgy on the first one, so it's edgier now. So what's making that? Well, all I've done is, at that point, I've added some on here. So maybe that's it. That was my kind of thought process for doing it. And then obviously a really good way to just see if something's happening is just go mental with it and put it on really high, because then if you can hear, okay, well, that's exactly what it's doing. So let's back it off a tad. You remember where it was before, so you just touch it in a bit. So let's just listen to that again, because this is obviously the most full-on part, because it's the end. And then I may back this off, but I think I've kind of sussed that.
It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom. This is freedom. It's a brand new day.
Right, so what I'm doing here is just adding a little bit to, you'll see me do this a few times in different places. So I've got this little lump going up there, which gives it a little bit more kick after the cut, that's what I'm doing on the Pro Q. And then this is basically dynamic EQ, but only on the outside. So it's only doing the stereo information and right at the top of the track. Because I don't want to brighten that vocal up anymore. I don't want to brighten this it's quite bright. But by adding this and it gets it moving like that, then it just adds a little bit more kind of width, but in a nice way, rather than just spreading the whole track open with like an imager of some kind. That's really a raw, horrible way of doing stuff with those imagers. They're not horrible, like the Ozone one's quite nice, but this is a more controlled way of doing it. So let's have a listen anyway, see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll turn it off.
It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom. This is freedom. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom. This is freedom. It's a brand new day.
So you can see levels pretty loud, -6 LUFS, so we could back this off. I'm sort of hitting around -8 there, but it's really open still, isn't it? And it sounds nice, and you could hear how good that opens up the outside, because there's little guitars and things happening on the left and right, which get a bit merged in the middle when you haven't done that. So opening that up has added a really nice flavour and made it much bigger. So I think this track's finished. It sounds really nice. Like I do all the time, I'm just going to listen to it whilst it's playing down, just to make sure there's nothing that I hear that stands out that's annoying me. So let's play it down and see what happens.
This is the end of yesterday. speak loud. Be bright, be brave, be proud. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Oh, it's a brand new day. Hey, it's a brand new day. Oh, stand up, stand tall, speak loud. Be brave, be brave, be proud. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom, freedom. It's a brand new day. This is freedom. This is freedom. It's a brand new day.
So, thought it sounded great. It's all really together. It's really open. It's punchy. It sounds like a finished track. It's definitely there. As you can see, didn't have to do a massive amount. The heavy lifting was done by the tape machine, really, wasn't it? There was quite a lot there, warming it up and getting it big. And then we had a really posh Sontec EQ on there, and we've got a bit of de-essing to calm that vocal down, and just a little bit of fairy dust on the top from that sides, and just a low cut to help out that bass that's been added through the compression of the tape machine. And obviously we're adding a little bit after that with the Sontec. You might not think I've done much there, but if you think about this in a way of, if that was all equipment in racks in the old school way, you would actually be adding quite a bit. You'd be adding like 4 or 5 bits of equipment, and you don't normally do that when you've got hardware. You kind of use 1 or 2. So it's very easy to forget that when you've got a load of plugins on there, that you don't actually need 20 plugins. You need like 3, 4 plugins, because it's so easy to forget that when at mastering stage, little tweaks do a lot, but it's knowing which tweaks to do, because it's very easy just to slam everything on as if you're mixing or as if you're producing. But that's not the case in mastering. So yeah, as you can see, a few touches here and there and we get a track sounding great.